Is everyone ready for the next segment? Yes. Oh, that's better. There's a little bit of life happening. Excellent. Alrighty. Well, we're going to kick off with a bit of a video to start with. So let's all just have a look at the screen and check it out.
Every time I step into the gym, I only have one goal, one drive, to go all in, to be better today than I was yesterday. Impact Plus has made a big difference in my workout. I can definitely feel the difference in my endurance. I can feel that I'm actually hydrated. I can last longer on some sets where normally I would step at the 12th rep or the 15th rep. Impact Plus has important amino acids, which also has very important B-complex vitamins, magnesium and potassium, which are very important for recovery and also for your energy levels. What's unique about Impact Plus is it increases Vo2 Max, meaning my muscles utilize oxygen more efficiently. So I can keep going stronger, longer. No product does what Impact Plus does. It's a 3-in-1 supplement. All I need is one stick to have my pre, during, and post-workout. I will never go without Impact Plus. It is the perfect 3-in-1 performance drink.
Wow. Where's my partner in crime?
That was a great video.
That was awesome. I can't wait to hear about this. It's going to be fantastic. Having tried it already, I know what it's like. But I had someone ask me the other day, what's in it? I got no idea. So I'm really keen to find out. And that's where I get the absolute privilege and honour to introduce the next person. So please be upstanding. Big Manatech welcome as we welcome to the stage Dr. Steve Nugent, Manatech's Global Wellness Director and Chairman of the Global Scientific Advisory Board.
Morning, folks. Morning. Good morning. Now, why do you have to read a cue card to say my name? Okay. Ambertose Life builds confidence. So you need to get more confident about this. All right, so you saw that video you just saw. I don't even need to do a presentation. I mean, that's it, right? No, there's more. All right, before I start, we have a local medical scientist here in Adelaide, and his name is Nat Miafiorti. Hope I said that correctly. And he's been using Impact Plus himself, sort of as a personal experiment. And we might talk with Nat about doing a study here. We'll see about that. But right now, Nat, where are you? Why don't you come up the stage for a second? And I'm going to give you the stage for a couple of minutes so that you can give your personal observation on Impact Plus versus, because you've tried the initial Impact product as well.
Yeah.
So you've done both.
Yep.
So here's a mic for you, Nat.
Beautiful, thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Well, thank you for having me along, Steve, and everyone here. So I'm Nat Miafiorti. I'm a medical scientist, and for the last good couple of years, I've been using Impact with not only myself but a lot of my clients, and just seeing some of the tremendous benefits that you can get in Vo2 Max by using Impact. And we've seen great results from not only our professional athletes, but even down to just average people, just the sort of benefits that you can get in utilising oxygen as a fuel source, and using oxygen as your energy source and actually prolonging lactate build-up, which is stopping the pain. So great results with Empact, but I really wanted to find out over the last 4 weeks or so that I've been using Empact Plus and just looking at where this product comes in terms of in the differences that you're going to see. And so I thought, how am I going to test Empact Plus versus Empact? Because we know how great Empact has been, and we know that Empact Plus is in a new game. It's actually a pre, an intra, and post workout. So I thought, okay, I'll share you a little story of how I actually put Empact Plus to the test. So I started about 3 weeks ago. About 3-4 weeks ago, just after Christmas, put on a little bit of weight, hadn't done a lot of training. I thought really need to get back on the bike and see what this product is all about. So I decided to alter my usual routine, which was to religiously take Empact, Sport, Bounce Back, even Cardio Balance if I could get some of that. And I thought I'm going to try Empact Plus without the other products I normally use, and I want to really put my body in a lot of pain, not do the usual 50-kilometre ride or something that I was doing in that particular time. I thought I'm going to ramp it up to about maybe 130 Ks and see what we can do, and just put myself in agony and then work my way down and just see where this product fits in and where I'm going to see the benefits. So I decided one morning to get up at 5 a.m. I was on the bike at 6 and rode down to McLaren Vale, which is, if you're not too sure, it's quite local, southern region. Found a local group of semi-professional cyclists and did a 50k race with them and then rode back. So it was about 130 Ks. If you could think about the sort of weather we're having, around that sort of 40-degree sort of heat, it was intense. So I thought, okay, no better opportunity to test the product and see what it can actually do. So I found during the day, I found Empact Plus to be on par in terms of performance-wise with what I could receive with Empact. So that was quite crucial. I was utilising oxygen as my fuel source, pushing back lactate, so I wasn't feeling pain when I was actually riding. But where I found the biggest benefit is when I got home after that ordeal, and it was an ordeal, thinking, okay, I'm really going to hurt now. I've not been taking my bounce back. I haven't taken my sport. The pain's going to really come in. I found that when I got home, I didn't have to sit on the couch and put my feet up. I didn't even stretch pre or after, which I don't recommend doing. But I was able to just get on with the day without having to worry about the pain. So, and that was putting it under the extreme circumstances, which I don't recommend. But just really want to see what Empact Plus could do. So the biggest benefit, it matched Empact in terms of performance, but at the same time, recovery was at a level that I've never experienced before. So you're just able to get on with the day, and really Empact Plus just has your back. And to incorporate all those products under the one product was something absolutely unbelievable. So just want to share that experience with you.
Thank you very much. Well, that's the kind of thing that we're going to hear a lot more about. And since he's a medical scientist, that makes it a little more valuable because he can look at it objectively. And that's very important to us in science. So I'm going to get on with our details. Beautiful. And I thank you a lot, Nat.
Thank you, Steve.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to teach you some things today about energy that you probably didn't know. And after I teach you the reality of it, then you're going to say, well, if I try and teach this to somebody else, they won't get it. That's okay. I want you to understand how great this product is, because it's very, very important for you to have psychological confidence in this product. So it's not enough to have great videos or great testimonials. I want you personally to know what this product can do for us. Now, Empact is a product, of course, that everyone's familiar with here, and we designed Empact, oh gosh, must have been 1995, I think. when we initially designed that product. And the purpose of the initial Empact product was stamina, basically. So it would be called an intra-workout product, or what do you take during the workout? Athletes will typically do 3 types of products. So they'll typically buy one type of product to get them ready for the workout, and a different kind of product to help them stay in the workout for a longer period of time, and then yet a different type of product to help them with recovery. Now, as you heard Nat say a few moments ago, he wasn't using his normal recovery products, yet he was not experiencing what scientists call DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness. He wasn't having that pain post the workout. Now, part of the reason for that is because he was utilizing oxygen during his workout. This is key with this product. So there's a few things we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about Empact Plus as an athlete's product, and we're also going to talk about Empact Plus as a product for everyone else on the planet. The first thing that happened when I did a sort of pre-launch of this product to our presidentials at the annual presidential summit last year, and I told them about this great athletes product, the first thing all of them said to me is, we're not athletes, we don't know any athletes. Well, that's okay. Every human being can benefit from this product, and you will learn that by the time we're done. But first, to honor our marketing department, I'm going to do the athletes portion of the presentation, because that's what they've got in their mind. They're thinking, our marketing department is thinking, we are going to, with this product, now sign up every athlete on the planet. It is unlikely, okay? I mean, practically speaking, all of you know how tough it is to build a business, and you will get some athletes, and I hope you get a lot. But one thing all of you are going to have is lots of people who are not athletes. And so that's part 2 of this. So we'll make sure that we've got a way to give this product to everyone, all right? Now, one of the questions that I got initially was, why does an Empact Plus taste like Empact? Because it's not Empact. I don't know what to say. It's a different product, all right? But we like the old taste. Well, that's good, except we've added a whole bunch of new ingredients to this product, and trying to mask the taste of those natural ingredients, which after you pull them out of the plant, doesn't taste all that good, all right? We didn't want to use synthetic sweeteners. We didn't want to use chemicals to mask it. We wanted to keep it all natural, so it doesn't taste like Empact. But if you mix it properly in water, so at least 500 ml, it's going to taste pretty good. So it's a natural citrus flavor, and no, it doesn't taste like Empact. Well, there are certain things that every athlete is going to ask you. How do I know this? Because every athlete has asked me exactly the same questions. Part of this is because athletes have certain training which is, well, it's uniformed. And part of it is because almost every athlete on the planet has been misinformed about nutrition, like almost everyone else on the planet has been misinformed about nutrition. So the first thing they're going to say is, does it contain electrolytes? Well, of course. How could it be a sports drink if it didn't have electrolytes? Are the electrolytes in the appropriate balance? Oh, give me a break, right? Like, no, all the scientists at Manatech had a sudden dumb attack and we didn't know how to do that. Does the product contain amino acids, the branch chains, to rebuild and repair your muscle? Of course it does. How could it be a post-workout drink if it didn't? Are they in the appropriate ratios? Oh, yes, they're in the appropriate ratios. All right, so you'll be asked all those questions. Now you have the answers. Does the product contain glyconutrients? Duh. We're Manatech. Of course it has glyconutrients. Does it have Manipol? Yes, it does. Anytime, I hope all of you got the clear message yesterday. Anytime you see a product that has Manipol on the label, eat it. Put it in your body because Manipul is so good for you. And of course, ingredients, plant-based, et cetera, as you would expect. Important, mix it in at least 500 ml of water. Now, I know this is a smaller bottle, but I've had 2 of these, okay? If you don't mix it in at least 500 ml, it's going to be too intense. One of our presidentials, as they say in Texas, bless her little heart, she took one of the sticks before I was finished with my presentation, because I was saying that it had a natural citrus flavor. Everybody had sticks on their table. She took it and did that. And then came to me afterwards and said, "This tastes awful. This is going to destroy my business." I said, "You're supposed to mix it in water. It's not Manna Boom." Anyway, she won't do that one twice. So at least 500 mLs of water, because the mushroom blend is quite intense. You're also going to find that if you don't drink it up all at once, and you don't need to drink it up all at once, the mushroom blend is going to settle. Okay, the rest of the ingredients will go into solution. They won't settle. But the mushroom blend is very heavy. It's a big blend. It's a lot of mushroom. So that's going to want to settle. And then, so you'll see, if you see me with a bottle, I'm doing this all the time because I want to make sure that it's all thoroughly mixed up. Okay, so just little tips for you there. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty here. What is so cool about this product, what makes this product different than any other energy drink or athlete's product or pre, post, or during workout product is the mushroom blend. What we did at the science department, and a lot of folks don't know what we do there all the time, okay? We believe in natural, obviously. There are thousands of years of written history from different cultures about the use of this mushroom or this flower or something like that. We read that stuff. Sometimes it's nonsense, turns out to be nonsense. Sometimes it turns out to be real value. So we decided to do some research, and as we're doing our research, we keep coming back to different mushrooms. And what we're getting from the ancient literature, which of course is not science data, but as you sort of glean what these ancient doctors are saying, it seemed to us like maybe we've got some potential for oxygen utilization with certain mushrooms blended together. So we began the experiment. When you got a state-of-the-art lab, you could do experiments, right? So we begin the experiment, and what we find out is when there are 6 different organic mushrooms, and these are all certified organic, etc., okay? But these 6 different mushrooms from ancient literature, when we combined them together, what we saw was oxygen utilization increasing very significantly, not a little bit, very significantly. And we thought, we're onto something here. So we refined the blend a little bit, so that's what you need to do. And then you end up with something truly amazing. Now, these mushrooms act as an adaptogen, and of course that means it helps your body to adapt under stress. Athletes are under stress, aren't they? But who else is under stress? Well, let me see. Some of us are driving up this big steep hill, right? We talked about yesterday. We're all under stress. So all of us can benefit from a product that helps our body to adapt to physical and psychological stress. That's what adaptogen means. So it helps your body to adapt very naturally. Now, we've added a number of glyconutrients, including beta-glucans, which help with the oxygen utilization. You're also going to find something called L-ergothioneine. You don't have to remember that. But that's an amino acid that we put in here on purpose because it's known as a cytoprotectant. And you might say, what the heck does that mean? Cytoprotectant is something that helps to protect your cells from damage. Now, how could this be useful to an athlete? Athletes are damaging their cells. As you heard from Nat a little while ago, if you're doing 130 Ks, you think you're going to damage some cells? Oh yeah, you're going to damage some cells. L-ergothioneine has been shown in scientific testing to even be able to protect your DNA. That's pretty cool. So, athlete, non-athlete, you have this benefit as well. So this is a product for everyone. Now, there's some things you're not going to see on the label on purpose. You remember yesterday I spent some time saying that we want to protect your businesses. Remember I told you your third most important, well, it's my most important rule, I don't know if it's yours, but the third most important rule in business, successful business building, is to have a product that no one else can sell. So we need to protect the blend. On the label, you're going to see some fairly generic description of what the blend is. And guess what? I'm not going to tell you the specifics of the blend. I had a bunch of doctors who were listening to me talk about this back in Texas. And the doctors are like, we're doctors, you can tell us. No, I can't. It's proprietary. If I tell you, I'll have to shoot you because you're in Texas, you know. So, certain things you are not going to see on the label on purpose. It is our blend. We want to protect it. We did the research, darn it. It's ours. And we want it to be yours. So don't ask me about, well, why doesn't it say this and why does it say that? It's not going to. Okay? We're protecting it, just so you know. Well, what does this mushroom blend actually do? Oh, and by the way, there is a study which has been completed, and so that you understand the rules about scientific publishing. There's rules for everything, right? In scientific publishing, a scientist may not discuss details of a study until the study is published. If he or she discusses details of a study before it's published, you negate the right to publish ever. So, I'm not going to tell you details. Don't ask me. But I made this slide to give you a sort of overview, all right? Do we know from this study, and it's been approved for publishing, but in science journals, they generally do these things months or sometimes even a year in advance where they approve for publishing, but then it doesn't get published for months, okay? So when will it be out? I don't know. When it comes out, I'll bet you'll find out about it right away. I'll bet you will, okay? So not to worry about that. So what did the data show us? It showed us extraordinary improvement in Vo2 Max. Now currently there is a study on the original Empact product and Vo2 Max, which anyone can read. And I'll say this, Empact Plus has much better Vo2 Max data than the original Empact. So that gives you a foundation to work from, much better. Now some of you are sitting at your table saying, what the heck is Vo2 Max? What does it mean? All right, simple terms. Remember, if you're going to be successful in building your businesses, you have to have simple, understandable communication that everybody can get. I don't want anyone to be a scientist. We will do that for you at Manatech. You need to be a business builder, all right? So that's a different thing. So Vo2 Max, basically, essentially what it means is the maximum utilization of oxygen in your muscles. That's basically what it means. Now, some of you are saying, well, why is that important? Why does that make any difference? Well, that comes to the real explanation of what energy is and what energy is not. It isn't what you think. Everybody thinks of stimulation as energy. No, that's stimulation. So, if you stimulate your adrenal glands, you've got these little tiny glands mounted on top of your kidneys, they're about the size of a strawberry. Hugely powerful, the adrenal glands. And by the way, they're called adrenal glands because your kidneys are properly called renal glands. And these little guys are added to the renal glands, therefore they are the adrenal glands. See how simple that is? Okay. Science really isn't complicated. Honestly, it's not. Okay. We just use verbiage to make people think we're really smart so that they're all confused. Okay. But I'll put all that stuff in English for you. All right, so these adrenal glands, they make these powerful chemicals. Everyone knows adrenaline. Everybody knows that chemical, and that's super powerful, okay? When you're doing stimulation, you do that only if you have to go into what we call emergency mode, all right? Here's how your body is supposed to utilize what you call energy. You have these little cells all over your body, they're called fat cells. The only purpose of a fat cell is to store energy. It's its only purpose. Now, why do some people have more and some people have less? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. And a lot of this goes back to the original genetics. Those of you who can trace your genes all the way back to the original groups of humans, the first groups of humans, you'll find that you store fat far more efficiently than the newer groups of humans. And you say, oh, I'm efficient. I thought that was fat. Okay, well, it is. So our original human ancestors were hunter-gatherers. And if you ever do any study with hunter-gatherers, you'll find that they may go 2, 3, 4 days and they can't find food. They still need energy in order to keep walking to try and find food. Where does the energy come from? Stored fat. The original humans, of course, stored fat more efficiently than the others. So as an example, my genetics trace back to the original human groups. I store fat very efficiently. So I'm always in the battle of the bulge, always, every day. Sandy Canton, I am certain, I would bet money on it, if I did her genetic profile, it would go back to a much newer group of humans. So she doesn't store fat the way I store fat, okay? So she is what we would call a phenotype 1, I'm a phenotype 4. Some of you in this room are phenotype 4s, and you pay for it every day in the struggle against body fat, okay? And some of you are type 2s, and some of you are type 3s, and so on. This is all about genes. So it's not your fault, right? It's your genes. All right, so energy is body fat. That's what energy is. If you need to convert energy to make your muscles move, that conversion should happen through oxygen. Your oxygen conversion will go to the point at which your cardiovascular fitness maximum is reached. So as an example, James Hannon is going to be a, stand up, James. James is going to have a much higher level of cardiovascular fitness than the average type 4. He's not a type 4, by the way. Thank you, James. So his level of cardiovascular fitness is going to be much higher than my level of cardiovascular fitness. Even if he and I exercise exactly the same way, and even if he and I were the same age, I wish I was your age, okay? My daughter's gonna be 50 this month. I didn't realize that until a few minutes ago. And then I thought, oh my God. Anyway. Kevin Robbins, who I love, he's 51. He could be my son. And I still have most of my hair, though. Okay. Anyway, back on track. So, you know, laughter is very good for your immune system. So always keep that in mind. All right, so then, James and I are going to convert oxygen differently. I'm going to reach my point of cardiovascular fitness before James does. When I hit my point, so we're both running, okay? And when I hit my point of cardiovascular fitness, I can no longer use oxygen to convert stored body fat into energy. It won't work anymore because I've hit the wall, as athletes will say. Now, James will keep going. He's a different phenotype and he's got a higher level of cardiovascular fitness than I do. He's going to continue, so we're both going to keep running. But the difference is he's going to be converting energy through oxygen. Now, I'm going to go into emergency mode to keep up with James. Emergency mode is called glycolysis. Now, that kind of sounds like sugar, doesn't it? It's about sugar. So you store sugar in your muscles. And you store sugar, of course, in your blood, but you store sugar in your muscles. So now, and we're not going to go through all the steps because it'll confuse some of you and you won't remember them. So we're not going to do the steps. We're going to do the beginning and the end. Because what counts to the person you're going to talk to, they want to know the bottom line, okay? So the beginning is, I've hit the wall. I've gone into glycolysis. This starts a series of steps converting blood sugar from my muscles. That ends up making lactic acid. The lactic acid causes pain in my muscles. Now, James and I are still running. And because I was a U.S. Marine, I'm not going to quit, even though it's killing me to keep up with James. I'm not going to quit, all right? But the thing is, now James is just sort of moving along, right? And I'm in pain. And my pain is getting worse. And my pain is getting worse literally by the minute, as the lactic acid keeps building up and building up and building up. And you heard a little bit from Nat when he was talking, kind of describing that. And he used the word lactic acid, all right? So if you're an athlete, what do you want to do? You want to continue what is called your time until you're exhausted, or in science papers we say time to exhaustion. Not energy, time to exhaustion. So we want to continue our time to exhaustion as long as we can. Because if you do that through oxygen, you're not making lactic acid and you're not in pain. And that means you can keep going longer, as Nat did in his testimonial, okay? This is what we're getting from all of our endurance athletes. They are able to keep on going, and they're going farther without getting into pain because they're not building lactic acid, because they didn't go into glycolysis, because they're converting stored fat into energy through oxygen. Does that make sense for everybody? Okay, so really, really simple. Why is this product better for athletes? There's no stimulant in it at all. This is so cool. All of your athletes' products, in fact, your top-selling energy drinks for athletes are loaded with caffeine, just loaded with it. Now, a lot of athletes are not as well educated as all of you are right now, and they think they need a stimulant to get going. They don't. Their body knows what to do. We simply have to feed the cells the right material so they do what they're designed to do. And this is the first product in the world that does that. The very first one. So when somebody says to you, I don't have any energy, usually they're the people that have the most stored energy. Remember, body fat is stored energy, right? And the True Health folks, you know, we looked at True Health and we saw that it's our number 2 selling product globally after Ambertose. So lots of people want to do it, right? And in fact, on this planet, lots of people need to do it, all right? So they're taking the product as directed. Some are modifying their diet, kind of, sort of. Virtually none are exercising. And on the survey that we did, why are you not exercising? The answer was, I don't have any energy. Yeah, they do. That's why they're on the True Health system. They got tons of energy hanging on their body, but it's not being converted. Okay? Why is it not being converted? Their body doesn't know how to take oxygen and switch it over. Well, this is why you want to use Empact Plus with True Health. This is going to help you with your True Health system as well. Because now those people who said, I can't exercise, I have no energy. Well, put them on this. And I'm going to show you in the next few minutes how they're going to get natural, not really stimulation, but a natural lift that doesn't feel like stimulation. And when you use stimulants, you're going to raise your blood pressure. This is not a good thing. When you use stimulants, you have potential risks to your heart. This is not a good thing. But I'm going to show you the solution to that. So, what do we know from the studies? Again, I can't give details. This is an overview. We know this product increases the length of the workout. All athletes are happy about that. We know it increases time to exhaustion. We know that it improves oxygen utilization from the muscles in exercise and oxygen uptake during exercise. And we know that it improves exercise capacity. So the athlete that said, well, I used to do 20 reps, but now I can do 30 reps. Or I used to run 5K, but now with Empact Plus, I can run 7K. Okay? So this is what athletes want. Now, I've been talking about muscles. Can anyone tell me the most important muscle in the human body? The heart. If you're helping other muscles, do you think we might help the heart muscle? Yep, same thing. Still a muscle. If you're increasing oxygen uptake to the heart, is this a good thing? You're darn right it is. That's really good for your heart health. This product is so good in so many ways, and I mentioned briefly yesterday that this product could be your door opener. You know, very often you're trying to figure out, how am I going to get someone interested in Manatech? Well, I can start to tell them about something they've never heard about ever, called glyconutrients. And they may or may not stay with you. They may simply glaze over. But you remember I told you yesterday, and if I do have the opportunity to return and do my psychology of successful business, then, and I hope I do, remember I said, yeah, Al, I'm putting another little plug in there. Al loves it. All right. Well, you heard it from the top, okay? No retractions there. All right. So you heard me say yesterday, you give people what they want, not what they need. You know what they need. They need ambertose, but they don't know they need ambertose. But lots of people on this planet want to convert stored body fat into energy. Lots of people on this planet want more energy, or what they think is energy. Lots of people will say, and let's talk about the baby boomers for a moment, the people who hold 80% of all the income on the planet. Okay? Let's talk about them for a moment. They may say, you know, I love my grandchildren, but I just don't have the energy to keep up with them. I wish I had more energy to keep up with my grandchildren. Empact Plus. This has so many applications for so many people, and this is a potential door opener. All you have to do is sit down with somebody, take the flavored Slim Stick, pour it in at least 500 mLs, at least 500, because it's intense, and then share a drink together. And I'm going to show you in a minute why you may have results as you are talking to them. Well, one of the things I wanted to put in this product, in Australia we call it betaine. In science we call it trimethylglycine. By the way, it's the most important ingredient in cardiobalance. Why? It's a vasodilator. It opens up your plumbing and allows blood to flow easier. Is that better for your heart if blood flows easier? Of course it is. Is it better for your muscles if blood flows easier? Of course it is. So you have in this product TMG, trimethylglycine, or betaine, as it has to be labeled in Australia. So that's the way you'll see it on your box. On the American box, you'll see it listed differently. Same item. Comes from beets. It's safe. And it also helps you produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, different than the dental gas that you get to make you happy, right? Which is nitrous oxide. Okay, nitric oxide is the only thing that the little blue pill does. You guys aware of that little blue pill called Viagra? Okay. All it does, it doesn't do anything else. All it does is it concentrates nitric oxide, causing uplifting experiences. So guys, you may have an additional benefit from this product. It doesn't hurt, right? Okay. All right. Of course, the electrolytes are in it. You've got the calcium. Sodium is from sea salt. And occasionally I'll have an associate who'll say, oh, my doctor said I can't eat any sodium at all. First of all, this product is designed as a sports drink. It's got to have electrolytes, and one of the key electrolytes is sodium. If you don't have sodium, if you run too low in sodium, your heart stops. That's a bad thing usually, okay? So if you have an issue with sodium, talk to your doctor, et cetera, okay? The amount of sodium is very, very small. So you're talking about 100 milligrams of sodium per the entire Slim Stick. Your body requires a minimum of 2,400 milligrams of sodium daily to keep the heart going, keep the adrenal glands going, et cetera, okay? Just so you know. We also, in addition to the electrolytes, we've added iron because iron carries oxygen. And in addition to that, I told the team we should put manganese in it because manganese is crucial to holding calcium in your bones. Now, you've heard, we don't talk disease, okay? But you've heard about these situations where calcium leaches from the bone. It leaches from the bone because there's not enough manganese to hold it in place. So we've added some manganese. Why? Athletes are punishing their bones as they're working out. So we've done the athlete part. Now let's do the rest of the world part. Empact Plus is what most people are going to think of as an energy drink. It's a safe energy drink. Keyword safe. And it's effective. We know it's effective from the study that we've already done. Now, as we're sitting around, and our marketing team, by the way, we have what's called a product marketing team. They're a great bunch of kids. They're really smart. And what they do is they look at what everyone else does in the world, and then they want to make sure that we're doing at least as much as everyone else is doing, and then let's see what we can improve on it. So they came to the table with their version of energy, which was loaded with caffeine. Do they have a product here called Red Bull? Yeah. Okay. And dangerous product, okay? You don't want to put that much caffeine in your body. It's just a bad idea, all right? I mean, if you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, fine. You do a can of Red Bull, this is not good, all right? It's not good. Well, anyway, they said, so the marketing team said to me, the number one competing product has this much caffeine, and they sell like crazy. And I said, yeah, so does Red Bull. We're not doing that. So the team was like, well, what do we do? How would the body get energy safely? Simple. Just exactly what I did with our product Catalyst, B vitamins. B vitamins give you a natural, safe lift. Very safe. Doesn't raise your blood pressure, doesn't stress your heart muscle, and it has a whole bunch of other benefits. So we start with B12 at 500% of the daily value. Now, there's always going to be somebody in every group who freaks out and says, oh my God, but isn't the daily value the maximum you could do without dying or something? No, give us a little credit, all right? We're not going to do anything dangerous. We're not going to give you more than you should have. B vitamins are water soluble. This means if you can't use it, it just goes out the urinary tract. That easy, all right? So there's no harm in having higher levels. And let's say your body needs 300% but not 500% for you to max out your energy. Great, you got it. And what you don't need just goes out. Not a big problem. Vegetarians and vegans are always desperately searching for more B12 because B12 is in animal, it's not in vegetable. When I was in practice, we had a lot of exam rooms, and I had my vegan room. I mean, we actually had on the door, it said vegan patients, all right? So the vegans, and I loved all my vegans, and folks, any of you who are vegans, I love you too, okay, all right? But my vegans would come in about once a month, and they'd be, oh, doc, I don't feel good. And I would always say, would you modify your diet and go back on a human omnivorous diet? And they would always say no. And then I would reach in the drawer, pull out a syringe and say, bend over. And I'd give them a shot of B12. And in about 5 minutes, they'd be going, whoa, I feel good. Because that's what B12 does for you, all right? So there's a lot of B12 in this. By the way, that's Al's theme song I just stole. I feel good. All right, in addition to that, B6 is important for your immune system and blood sugar. So there's two things that are happening, as well as nerves. So there's two things happening here for athletes. Obviously, they stress their immune systems because they're extreme. So we wanted to add a little more B6 to it, and that's for the antibodies there, but also for blood sugar. because some people are going to push themselves beyond the wall, like I would if I was trying to compete with James, and I'm going to go into glycolysis, and I'm going to need more B6 to help me compete with James, okay? You don't mind me using you as an example, okay? All right. So then, B3, also known as niacin, also important for converting stored body fat into energy as well as blood sugar, maintaining normal, healthy blood sugar. B1, as you heard me say yesterday, my absolute favorite vitamin. I love B1. B1 gives you the most wonderful, most natural lift in what people would perceive as energy. It's also the happiness vitamin. When you put enough B1 in your bloodstream, no matter how grumpy you are, you start to get happy whether you like it or not. And this is really a good thing, right? And it's safe, it's water soluble, so you won't be able to store it and harm yourself. It'll just go out if you can't use it. So you've got 250% of the daily value of vitamin B1. And that makes you feel good. In fact, some of the testimonials we've heard since we launched this product initially are things like, yeah, it gives me more energy and it kind of just makes me, just feel good somehow. I just kind of feel better, right? And that's the B1. Folks, feel-good products are door openers, and with this much B1 mixed in the 500 ml of water, you sit down with your new contact, whoever this is, and you start your conversation. You mix them a little bit of Empact Plus, rather than a cup of coffee or tea. And the two of you can share as you speak. You're each enjoying your Empact Plus, your natural Empact Plus. Now it's going to take, depends on the human being involved, but it can take somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes before the B1 starts to really get into the bloodstream. And they're going to start to feel more positive. That's a good thing, isn't it? As you're talking to a new contact. And as this goes up, some people, depending on their current level of B1, B12, B6, and so on, some are going to feel very happy very quick. Some will feel it'll be slower, but the point is it's going to be good, okay? That's the positive thing. B1, by the way, is also responsible for making more than 40 different enzymes in the body and responsible to help you convert carbohydrates into energy. Now, we added some D2 because the athletes and everyone else is going to be putting a lot of stress on their bones. So the same reason we put manganese in here to help you with bone health. Vitamin D2 is the type found in plants. Vitamin D3 is the type made through sunshine in human blood, okay? So, but D2 is vitamin D in plants. So that's all plant material. Now, I apologize for the colors on this slide. It may not be that easy for you to see. But what I wanted to do with this slide is to show you the rationale for each of the ingredients, pre, intra, post, and, well, we put other because there's glyconutrients are doing a number of different things here, okay? So some of you want to take a picture of that. I'm okay with that if you want to. And I should have had a better color selection, okay? But oh well. As soon as I see the cameras down, they will. All right. Oh no! Yeah, you mix this properly, it actually tastes pretty darn good. Alrighty? So again, we talk about what I call the no list, all right? So what are we not going to do with Empact Plus? Beautiful box. Do you like the packaging? I really like that. You know, kudos to the marketing team. So it's vegan, vegetarian friendly, non-GMO, of course. And in a couple of countries, when I said non-GMO, I had people saying, what does that mean? So not genetically modified material, no genetically modified plant material. Gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, all that stuff, no MSG, so that the anti-whatever lobbies, everybody's happy, okay? And again, I encourage that you use Empact Plus with True Health. That's a missing key for a lot of people on True Health. So they're taking the powder and they're doing what they're supposed to do in the True Pure as an example to help with the daily detoxification, etc. But most of them are not properly adjusting their diet, and I don't know why. It's not that tough. Maybe we need more coaching to help with that. I'm not sure. And of course, they're not exercising because they say they don't have energy, but they do have lots of stored energy. We simply need to help them convert it, and that will be Empact Plus. So use that with True Plenish. You may find that that makes a big difference. So folks, you've got something new in Empact Plus. If they're athletes, we have done endurance athletes. We've got an endurance athlete up in Canada who soon, after he's trying to raise enough money to climb Mount Everest. And this guy, what an amazing athlete. I mean, his warm-ups are almost Olympic athlete status. And he does it every day. So we sent him, his name is Ryan, and we sent him some Empact Plus, and we didn't tell him anything about it. We just sent it, without packaging. And, Ryan, we'd like you to just try this for a week or so with your regular workouts, and then just tell us what you think. So after 2 days, Ryan calls back. What is this stuff? I said, well, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want to know how you felt with it. He said, this is amazing. He said, I'm sure my Vo2 Max has increased. I know it is. He said, I'm running farther. I'm running easier. I'm not reaching the pain threshold as fast. Exactly what we were hoping for. And each of our endurance athletes that we have given this to, they're all saying the same thing. Folks, we've got a hit with this product. This is a major success already, and it isn't even out around the world yet. So if you haven't thought about incorporating this into whatever it is you do, first of all, do it yourself, right? Oh, by the way, this is a mixture of the new flavored Amber Toast Life and Empact Plus. I like to mix them together because I like the combination of citrus flavors from the two. I just mix them in the same bottle. Do it every day. That's a great way to get your stuff that way. So you've got a hit with Empact Plus. It's a potential door opener. Also, it can help you with retention. Now, those of you who and most of you are very experienced business builders, and you know that it's tough to convince somebody to start, but then there's always somebody out there with a new piece of magic and a new shiny object, right? Oh, look at this shiny object. You can come with my company. So you always have that problem going on. But when people stay when the products work. People stay when the products give them results. It's just as I mentioned yesterday, 25 years now, we've had Manitechers on certain products like Plus. They will not stop. Why? Because the product works. So they stay. Retention is not an issue. So I recommend this as a retention product as well, okay? So you've got so many possibilities with Empact Plus. Folks, I hope you utilize it. I hope you really utilize this. And I hope that this will begin to expand your success in business as well as a door opener. So use it. I mean, start using it. Have you guys tasted this yet? Okay. Yeah, no? I like the responses. Yes, no. Okay. So can someone from staff tell me, do we have samples of these guys for everybody? Oh, super. All right. So you're going to taste it. Remember, at least 500 ml, and nobody do this with okay? Because you will not be happy. All right, that's it, folks. Thank you.
My name is Sydney Benner, and I am going to be leading my flight workout here at the Wall Fitness in honor of the release of Empact Plus, an all-new alternative to sports drinks. And I love it because it's vegan, it's gluten-free, all natural, no sugars, and it promotes 3 major things: endurance, hydration, and recovery. And I must say, I have been drinking it pre-class all week long. I feel super hydrated and energized throughout the entire workout.
I love trying Impact Plus for the very first time today. It definitely helped us through that very intense workout.
It made me more motivated to get through my workout and crush it.
My first impression was I loved the taste of it. It tastes amazing, clean. It's giving me like an energy, but I don't feel like jittery at all.
I really love Impact. I'm a big proponent of just like natural products, and so I'm on board for that.
It's really good. I like it. I feel very energized, so I'm ready to go.
We want to put things in our body that are all natural and low in sugar, and that make us feel really good, and I cannot recommend this product enough. Impact Plus.
No. Yes, awesome. Okay, I'm addicted, just to let you know. I was able to get in contact. I got a heap of this stuff when I was over in the US. Now, whether you know it or not, I've got another grading coming up for the martial arts that I do. Has anyone ever done martial arts? Any kind of martial arts, self-defense? It's hard, okay? So one of the things we do is we do these sand dune runs. It's stupid. It's beyond ridiculous. I'm 46 years old and I'm running these sand dunes. But before we do the sand dune, the night before, we have to do a pre-black belt workout. The black belt workout goes for an hour and a half. You do something like 500 or 600 kicks, something like 300 or 400 punches. You do throws. You do. We do this thing called falling. I won't do it here, but what falling is we do back falls onto the ground, front falls, we do turning side falls where we flip into the air and onto the floor, all of this sort of stuff, and we have to do as many as we can do in a minute, and then they repeat it. And at the end, everyone's kind of like, give me a bucket. And so it's a really nice way to train. And before I started taking Impact Plus, I tell you what, I was absolutely exhausted. And the idea, the thought process of going over and over again, I just didn't want to do it. This is not something the human body tells you that you wake up in the morning and say, I want to do a black belt grading. Now, I've already got my second black belt. This is just a reconfirmation that I'm doing it again. And so it's the third one, and each time it's hard work. And any athlete will tell you, now I'm not a professional athlete, I'm an amateur, I'm just a bloke that decided to turn up one day and I'm going to give this a go. And now I'm totally addicted. I drink this twice a day. So my morning workout starts at either 5 or 5:30 in the morning. I'll run, we've got an island in Coffs Harbour called Muttonbird Island. I'll run up that about 14 times. I'll go back to the dojang. I'll do another hour workout after that with my kicks and my strikes. Then I'll go home. I'll do Manatech for the day. Then I'll go back to the dojang and train for 4 hours with my students. So I do that. I do my morning training 5 to 6 times a week, and I do my nighttime training 3 to 4 times a week. And I tell you what, I do that with this. This morning I did a 20-minute HIIT workout downstairs. Yesterday morning I did an hour endurance workout downstairs, and it's because of this product. I love it. I can't recommend it highly enough. I've got in my dojang the national tumbler champion, for Denmark. His daughter just started training with me, and I showed him Impact Plus, and I said, what do you think of this? He goes, that is the first pre, post, and mid-workout drink I've ever had. I've ever seen. I actually take 3 different supplements for that. He's the national champion of tumbling, and tumbling is like aerobics on steroids. And he was also in Cirque du Soleil. And his wife, if you look up Trudy McIntosh for the Sydney Olympics, she was the Australian Olympic gymnastics person that was there. And he's looking at this product and goes, wow, this product is amazing. So guys, I can't recommend this highly enough. On top of that, I add 2 sachets of Ambrito's Life into it. as well. I do that in the morning, but in the afternoon, I just take Empact. That gets me through the 4 hours worth of training and classes that I do. And then I go home and answer my messages, do webinars, and three-way calls. So guys, Empact Plus, it works. I highly recommend it. Grab it today. Get used to the flavor. I was shocked when I first tried it because I had it in 300 mils of water. Now, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, 500 mils to 600 mils of water. It's great, especially with the Vo2 Life. And just promote it, guys. Have it as I've actually got a bunch of men in Coffs Harbour that are coming on board with with Empact Life as well. Empact Plus as well. Wow, gets hard sometimes. I think I need more Vo2 Life. And I highly recommend it, guys. Grab it, you'll love it, and you'll enjoy the flavour, you'll enjoy the results. And I think for our leadership meetings, we need Empact Plus before the leadership meeting, so we're all in a happy mood with the vitamin B1. All right, God bless.